Hello and welcome. Yig here. Today we are looking at Spell Disc. It's been a while since we've looked at this one. This one is a roguelite about making spells and how you set them off, and it is a very cool game. Very, very cool game. I love this game. And every time we get to play this game, it's fantastic. So, they just had a big patch. They added a bunch of things, so we're going to jump in there for a moment. I haven't quite got everything unlocked yet even, which is kind of nice. All right, so we have a feature has been added, and I feel like so many people did like me. I haven't done the defeated the emperor yet, and there's a few things I actually have to do, and I'll show you in a second. Now, these is your normal unlock tree. I have everything down there. It's all good. This will eventually, once I unlock it, it'll be a build your own dungeon. So you can basically tune the dungeon difficulty and a lot of stuff using this feature, which is cool. The difficulty now also, I have to unlock the gate to the architect, which is, but first I have to beat the difficulty I'm on now, and eventually I can get up there and beat the emperor. So what we are going to do though is they added 2 new weapons, which is very nice. I haven't got those yet, but we're gonna go with this. Let's go with swords today. Let's go swords. Okay, hold on. Or what's our charge attack on the spear? It's all right. Okay, let me show you the, I felt like they were looking directly at me with this upgrade. In the top corner, one of the features you can now do is your weapon spell can auto cast. It takes longer if it does it versus you doing it manually, but given that I almost never press that button, it's an upgrade. So this is actually very cool, and it allowed me to do some pretty cool builds today. So this is your basically meta progress. We're going to jump in here, keep going. If you like the gameplay you see here, there will be a link to the Steam page for this game in the description. I don't know if chapter markers will be there. DaVinci Resolve has had some serious issues uploading. All right, if you want to help the channel out, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. I mean, obviously, if you enjoy the video. Wouldn't make sense to do that if you didn't enjoy the videos, because then it'd be like, who is this annoying person and why did I subscribe to him? All right, so real quick, I'm going to go over one of the tips that I always go over when I talk about this game, and that is your rerolls and you can get a lot of them through your upgrade system, through the upgrades. And one of the things about them, though, is that at this point, with all the upgrades, you get enough that you can open 6 things, which is 2 complete spells as soon as you complete the first area. Now, the tip I always give about the upgrades is that it re-rolls all of them that are on the field, not just one. You're not just re-rolling one thing. So when you look at these so you have discs, and I'll explain that real quick. The disc is how the spell gets powered. The spell is what gets cast, and the artifact is just a bonus thing that exists because it does. All right, now, so a disc like this, for 50% of the damage that we deal physically, will be turned into mana. This is a good disc. Generate 30 mana when hitting with a charged attack type. That can be great, or it can be bad, depending on your build. Like this build, it's okay, but the charge time's kind of long, so we probably wouldn't want to do that, although we will take this. All right, so we have a cool whirlwind. We have dashing shock. Okay, I'm going to grab that because it matches our other one. Here's artifacts. Increase critical chance and critical damage on idle. Resets when crit. Or increase movement speed. I kind of don't want either of those, and I don't want these things. So now we're going to reroll, and it's going to reroll all of these items. So each time you do that, you want to get as much as you're going to buy first, so you have the most opportunities through your rerolls to reroll and get skills that you truly want. All right, slash. Our damage is all slash up here, so this is perfect. All right, and then we get Seeking Fire. We might reroll one more time, depending on how this does. On dash, get attack speed buff. That's not terrible. Create a pool of fire on dash. Okay. We're going to go ahead and reroll these 2. Charge attack is automatically. Okay, so our charge attack is charged automatically. I'm going to grab that because I did have that in an earlier one. I see Vortex. Yeah, we'll take it for now. We can always get too much. So now we have a complete discs, and these down here will now start casting. Depending on what we're doing, they cast those things. So what we can do here is, this is 58 mana and this is 80 mana. So this is actually going to cast, that's why it's casting a fairly large amount of time. I always forget the tab button, close the inventory. All right, now we'll play for about 20, 25 minutes. I can't quite get a full run in. I mean, we could get a full run in there if we're lucky. Don't think. Let me actually check, because there's one thing I don't know if they ever added to this game. And I will check it in just a moment. All right, there we go. Okay. Let's check our settings real quick. Okay, so there's not a speed setting. I know it's weird, but I play a lot of roguelites on fast mode. And I just find it a little more engaging sometimes. And it also cuts the run times down, because some of these runs, like, some runs are huge. They take forever. Like, one of the games that I want to be good at Against the Storm, but, like, man, a complete... A single map takes me about an hour. And a complete run takes me about 7 to 8 hours, I would say. I'd say about... Yeah, at about about a 5. It usually takes me about 4 or 5 to get across the map. All right, let's see. Now, interesting thing, by the way, if you haven't seen this before, these symbols mean that there are treasure chests. So you're going to get an item, one of these things, for free, and you'll have a choice of usually 3. And then I think they just have elites when they have the skulls, and that's all that is. And this last one, right before the bosses, every time is a shop. So you kind of want to think about how much of your crystals you're spending, whether or not you're getting things that you could make a potential build out of as you're going up. The map is actually kind of super important, and that is unusual in... You don't see the map genuinely being something that a lot of roguelites use as part of your strategy going through the level. It's just more... It's more of a... I think there's a few of them, but it really does mean, like, you do get the strategy of picking between items in a lot of them, like the Slay the Spire types ones, but you don't really... I haven't seen one where it was kind of dictated, like, okay, if I'm up here, I probably don't want to buy anything because I can reroll my shop cheaper and, again, get a selection reroll. They did change some stuff from when I used to do that hardcore, though, so we'll just keep going for now, because our next slot, I believe, is 500. Yeah. So we'll just keep going because we want to get a couple of them. I ran a couple builds today to test them, and a build that I ran using relatively few attacks. I only had, I think, 4 attacks. But what I want my coins. Let me have my coins. All right, Dragon, that's enough of you, man. Bad breath of me coming across the room. All right, we're going to keep going again, because 500, we want to get a decent amount on this one. But yeah, I did a run where I just loaded up every single spell slot full. All of them. And then I did another one where I only had about 4 or 5 spells total. And what I did was I just super upgraded those spells to see how far I could push, like, a small set of attacks. And, oh man, it worked great. I ran into a really neat item that is new to me. I think it's also new from this patch. Yeah, see, here's our choice. So we can now choose this. You can't re-roll this set, though, so you do kind of get stuck with whatever they give you. We don't do blunt, so we're not going to do that. This is very potential. The Void Wisp could be pretty good. Completely charged attacks have 50% increased damage and apply all elements. Oh man, that's tough because with our thing auto charging, we just have to tap that button now. So that's pretty good. We're going to take that because that's just going to be too good for us. So we have that in there now. Oh yeah, we do want to build one more spell real quick. So let's do that. Let's build ours. Oh, that looks good. All right, you spell type damage dealt as mana. Oh, that's a beautiful one. Elemental laser. It does all the flavors. Nice. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good run. This is gonna be a real nice run. This game is one of those games where if you want bonkers gameplay, like you want everything on the screen to explode, this developer gets you. Very much does he get you. Like there are so many times where I've actually been killed because I could not see it. And it could possibly be annoying, but I kind of just take it as a funny thing. 50% of minions cold affliction was mana. That's not too bad. Ice drill's not terrible. Rooster legs. Okay, cold. All right, we want to keep going for the moment because I think we get another item. We have one. Okay, we'll save for the store, or should we do it? We should do it. We should do it. We should definitely do it. All right, we can afford nothing. But that's okay, because we now have our slots that we won't be able to fill. But we might be able to fill partial, though. If we can get the disc and the spell are the only parts that actually affect oh yeah, look at that. That laser is just... That laser is amazing. I say that every time I play this game. This is one of those games where, like, everything you're doing is fun. And I know that there's, you know, it's a video game. That's the way it should be. But, like, even the stuff where you're building up in this, you have literally one normal level in this game. The very first one. And that's just because you don't have anything really attached yet. So, and everything else is just bonkers. Oh, no, sir. I want to get hit, which is why I was saying no, sir, not yes, sir. All right. Yeah, this last weekend I was like, oh, what am I going to do for video next week? I wonder what I should do. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have to figure out what games I want, because a lot of the games that I do cover or have previously covered haven't really updated or anything. And I've seen some games that I'm working on that I want to show, but not a huge amount. Let's see what we got here. 2 mana per distant travels by discs. That's the actual physical discs around us, by the way. So the more these things are spinning, the more mana this thing generates. All right, hailstorms, pretty good. 70% increased lightning affliction. 30% increased other affliction. That's not bad, but I think we're just going to go ahead and reroll this shop here. All right, let's see. 40 gems. For every 40 gems spawned, a staggering nova. If we had gem builder, that would be good, but we don't have one. 30% overheat reduction on discs as mana. Ooh. That's rough. That's pretty rough. That we didn't really get anything in there we want, so we're just gonna move on. They're not bad, they're just not what we're looking for. We're looking for something that's gonna be just interesting. Because this game is more than any other game like that I cover is almost like all about like what bonkers stuff is happening on your screen at that time, because literally, like, you can sometimes kill bosses without them even being on the screen, which is, yeah, don't get me wrong, that happens a lot in some games I've been playing lately, which is a little weird, but it's fine. 10 mana for each blunt blunt type in inventory per second. So if you have a bunch of these that have blunt as a type, that thing would be great. We have a bunch of things that are slash, so maybe not so much for us. Shoots freezing bubbles. I don't think I've ever used that one, but I think I'm just going to go this. That'll give us all our life back, and it'll give us quite a bit of cash, actually. All right, let's just keep going here. We got all our life. We got our cash. We'll head up to the next floor. We'll probably go to at least the next boss. Depending on the floor layout, like the problem is that with saying that I'll play a whole one of these is that sometimes the floor layouts and the mob layouts kind of make a level take way longer, which is, I mean, hey, that's actually a good thing in the sense of the runs aren't exactly the same, but sometimes it can make it hard to figure out how much actual. Like, if I say, okay, we're going to do this video, is it going to be 30 minutes? Or is it going to be, like, a 45, 50-minute monster that takes me, due to my terrible internet service provider. It takes me forever to upload. Like, big ones just take forever. Because my internet service provider is poop. Increased slash damage. That's 40% on our basic attack. Although I don't feel like... Ooh. We're all about that slash. So this is very good. We're going to go there. Alright, now we just need a spell and an artifact, and we're in it to win it. So let's grab both of those. See what we get here. On last combo attack, I don't generally do that all the time. The reason I don't do my combo attack is because oftentimes I will find myself being able to do other attacks that make more sense. Shoot a projectile and weapon attack. That one's not terrible, but it's not going to be great for us. So we'll go one more reroll here. Critical chances rolled twice. Okay. And I'll take Electric Slash. That's a pretty good combo. Oh, hold on one. Okay, sorry. I had to get up. Get another fisherman's friend. Man, my sinuses are just... I swear, I like... blew my nose so much today that the contents had more volume than my actual head can hold. Oh, so annoying. Not a fan. Let's go ahead and expand, because we can. And we can at least get... We can at least get one of these. We'll take that. Because that'll give us the ability to just set it up like that for now. So we only need an artifact. That's not too bad for that one to be full. So actually in a moment, when we get done with this floor, right before the boss, I want to show you the upgrade system, because I don't generally do a lot with it in here. But I've been trying to do more with it, and like I said, I did an earlier build that actually worked out real well for me. And it was kind of based off of doing just mostly upgrades. Oh, we gotta go get all this money down here. Don't let none of my money leave me, no. Alright, let's grab ourselves. This one, blunt and slash type are considered the same type. Now that potentially could be good. It's not the strongest artifact, but it's not the weakest either. So we'll just go ahead and take that for the moment, because that's actually not terrible. I've actually gotten a lot of use out of those. Those may not seem at first like really good, but when you get a couple of good discs that happen to do, like, they work off specific, oh, this one works off of, you know, slash, this one works off of blunt, this one works off of continuous, and you can start stacking those up that give you the equivalence of those damage. You can actually have, it gives you a really wide variety of, you can kill those. You can actually just, boop. Took me an embarrassing long time to realize that. Alright, 80 maximum health, that's not terrible, not great though. Crash lightning, lightning on target, that's not bad. We'll do that. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's just go speedruns live here and try and get up there to this boss, and then we'll kind of show you. I'll show you the upgrade system. Like I said, I haven't really shown that part of this game off, because a lot of times you can win this game on the lower difficulty levels, even sometimes on the higher difficulty levels. You can win this game based off of just the discs and artifacts, but that you get as they exist when you get them. And I mean it. You really can. It's a pretty cool thing, but there are other ways to play. So, like I said, we're going to speedrun lives up to this next boss here. That way I can I'll show it to you right before we get in there. We're going to have a decent amount of money at that point, hopefully. And we use gems to not only buy weapons and things like that in the shop, and rerolls and things like that, but we also use them to upgrade them. And that's the upgrade system that I'm going to show off. I like that. That's a really nice attack that we got going there. All right, let's see. We're at 860. Because our next one's 900, so we're not too worried about that yet. It is really nice, though. So yeah, this game is always super fun, because this game is just about, like, what kind of crazy spell nonsense, disc-based spell nonsense am I going to be doing this time? Because you get some really awesome combos going in this game. Like, I've had ones where I legitimately was just like, how am I gonna... I had a game that I was probably 5 rooms into, and I was just like, man, I know this is going bad. This is going super awful. And I was just like, oh, what am I going to do? And then I got, like, one item. One artifact, I think, that made... it basically took all of my damage that I had and made it all count as one type of damage. And one of my discs happened to be specialized for that type of damage. So I just took the biggest, strongest, fastest killing skill I had and slapped it on there, and it just destroyed everything. We don't do enough Pierce to even make that worth it, though. Fire Lance is good. 10% of currently held gems as maximum mana per second. What? Okay, let's take that. Oh, we expanding for that. We are definitely expanding for that. We're going to go ahead and buy, even though I said I was going to be upgrading. We're still going to be upgrading. We're just going to be doing it a little later. No, we'll do it right after this, and I'll show you why the upgrade system actually can make for your build diversity to be even higher in a game that already has insane amounts of build diversity. So, this one, yeah, it was like, I'm like, oh, what game am I going to do? I have updates for 2 of the games that I am terrible at and never get enough time to play, which is Against the Storm, and Against the Storm just had a big update. All right, let's go up here to the shop. And Mind Over Magic just had another one, too. Ooh, what do we got? Increased elemental status duration. That might not be bad. But there are discs that can actually go up against, because some of them don't produce the mana until the status effect ends. And so you actually do have to pay attention. Like I said, there's a lot of build diversity in this game. Water Whip, too? That's pretty tempting. That Lightning Whip works real well. Probably better than this. All right. So the upgrade system in here, well, let's go for our maximum gem here. Up here, you'll notice it has select, unequip, recycle, upgrade. Recycle. You hover over it. When you're doing the recycle, it'll tell you how much gems you're going to get. I'm not going to recycle this, so 220 for this. Now, you can also upgrade, and when you do the upgrade, it just adds... It adds more lines to the bottom of the screen there. So you'll see what happens is you can upgrade it and get a whole lot of bonuses on it. So you might have a thing that you want to just constantly go off. So like this one, 20% increased mana production. So that's now 30 each time. Now this one's only 30. So that means every single time a slash type is finished, this now fires. And that kind of stuff, you can do it down here too. You can upgrade these. They'll go down in mana cost. They'll go up in... If we upgrade this one gets also decreased mana cost. Now it's going to be firing every single time with extras. And you can do a lot of build work between the 2 complete separate systems. I did want that. Kind of sad. But I should have saved 300 for that. But that's okay. We'll do this boss fight, and then we'll call it there for now. Well, the recording, because I got to get this uploaded. And yeah, no, I got a couple of really good ideas for videos that are coming lately. And I thought it was finally time I was going to get to start catching up on a couple that I've been wanting to do. A couple of those are roguelites. Hitman has a really neat roguelite mode, which, if you've ever played the Hitman games, is essentially a hard mode as well. And Assassin's Creed Valkyrie has a roguelite mode, which is actually really cool. I like it a lot, and I just haven't got far enough in there to get the meta progression all settled out to kind of know. Spark Shotgun, that's kind of half tempting. Flamethrower, ooh, I think we'll go with the Spark Shotgun. All right, so how far up do we go? Where are we at now? We're there. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's do the whole thing. Do the whole thing. I want to do the whole thing. I know they tend to get better views when they're a little on the shorter side. I'll try and make sure. I've been using Resolve to get some stuff uploaded and done. Unfortunately, the chapter markers may be going away because I usually only get those when I'm uploading with Resolve, but my poopy connection has been so poopy that it's just not happening. Like, it errors out about 99% the way through. And my upload speeds have been awful. Like a 35-minute video taking an hour and a half to upload, and it's like, oh, this is awful. Sometimes even worse. A couple nights ago, it was 2.5 hours on that 43-minute video. Oh, it was so bad. Because even after I upload things, like, I usually upload them and try to schedule them. Sometimes I've been thinking about not doing that because, or just kind of releasing them when I get done with them and just upload them. The reason for that is just because it's a little bit easier. Ooh, we do have a cool, well, this is a really cool artifact, and it does provide a decent amount. So if we give it to something like this, which is constantly generating mana, it's going to constantly start feeding the rest of these. Again, this game is about so much interconnecting and synergies and things like that, that by the time you get towards the end, you do what we're doing. You explode things across the screen that you haven't even gotten near yet. Sometimes, if you do it just right, you can actually, like, take out entire rooms with barely any movement on your part. Like, you move 2 feet. We did lose some XP on that one because I had to run around, though. That's a bit of a bummer. That's a bit of a bummer. But we want more coins, though, because we want that extra coin thing. Look at that. That thing's cranking out crazy amounts of stuff. Oh, I wonder if I should change what it's on, because we could probably have these disco lasers, like, everywhere. Oh, ow, ow, ow. You. Whew. This is like one of the levels that I have the hardest part because of this thing. It just chases you around. What are you guys killing? What are you guys? Just very angry. Every 5 seconds increase different elemental damage by 100%. That's not terrible. Volatile gem. This one's really good. I like that one. It explodes and does cool stuff. For each second the player stands still. I feel like we gotta go with this one. Alright, let's see here. What do we got? We got enough to do it? Let's do it. We already have exactly all the pieces we need, so let's get that in gear. And that means we can just keep going. Quick. Boom. Hey, we can speedruns live. Speedruns live. Try and get this done. See if we get to the end before it's too late. Maybe I can actually, oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh, they're everywhere. Oh, that's a worthy thing already. That is great. Look at how many of them there are. By the way, one of the things I like about this game is every once in a while, this update added a lot of quality of life stuff, but every once in a while he does an update that, like, upgrades how the enemies behave. So it's not like you're just instantly doinking everything from forever away. You still have to think, you still have to dodge and do stuff like that. They've done some really creative stuff with the game that lets you go very berserk in a way that a lot of other games would hesitate on. Besides the roguelites, I have a game that I want to make a video on. I'm going to make a video on later in the week. And it's Marvel's Midnight Suns. And the reason that I'm making this video is, one, it's a great game. Fantastic game. But it also has this thing that I noticed is that people got kind of pushed back from it because it was a deck builder. But given the types of games that I usually show up on my channel, I feel like people who enjoy these types of games are not going to mind the deck builder thing. So here's this game that kind of got a little bit underrepresented because people didn't quite understand what it was. First, it was made by Firaxis, which basically tells about half the audience that it's going to be XCOM, but it's not. Because 2 weapon spells on a completely charged attack. We do have the thing that auto charges for us, and I keep forgetting that. So yeah, let's take that. Ooh, we have enough to do that too, so let's go ahead and get ourselves, we're going to go for the full upgrade. We're just going to go with whatever they are, unless they, like, objectively, like this, isn't gonna, we don't hit with that enough. Fire, 50% of minions fire affliction when mana when it dies. That's a no. Alright, let's see. Explosion type damage dealt as mana. Also a no. Reroll. Blunt. We do no blunt. I'm gonna run out of reroll. Fire reflection applied as mana. Thank you. You finally gave me something I can use. Electric bubble. We'll take it. Alright, let's go. So yeah, it got kind of... Some people were really expecting XCOM out of it, which is not what it is. But then the people who expected it to not be XCOM, it was weird. The way people... It got reviewed in such a weird way when it came out, where people were like, it's fun, but it wasn't what I expected. And I think deck builders at the time were kind of really on most people's radar as a type of game that they wanted to play. Where, again, I feel like the audience that we have here, who plays a lot of roguelites, and there's a lot of deck builder roguelites and things like that, not just survivor-style ones, not just, you know, your turn-based, one-step, one action each, takes each turn kind of, you know, Dungeons of Dreadmore style stuff. There's a lot of deck builders in our favorite genre of roguelites here. And so I feel like people who haven't seen this might benefit from it, because it's a really, like, if you ever wanted to see like what a AAA deck builder would have looked like, this is what it would have looked like. And I was amazed. I don't know if it will be on sale when I put out the video, but it was on sale 2 days ago, and today even, where you could literally get the whole game with all the skins and all the cool stuff. We're going to heal up a little bit because that hurt. Let's see. Increased elemental damage for each respective elemental spell equipped. I'll take that. Which do we get rid of? I think we get rid of... I think that we get rid of this. And the reason I think that we get rid of this is because we don't... I haven't used it enough, whereas this is going to... That's going to basically do the same thing, but plus. So, I think for us that will work pretty well. Do I want to heal up more and more? Yeah, I think I do. I think we'll be able to just absolutely dunk on this boss without a problem. So that's not going to be an issue. Alright. Alright, assassin lady. Who's... I can't tell where you're at. I can tell that your life is going down drastically, though. Oh, there you are. Took me a little bit to find her. Ooh. Oh, let's get out of there. All right. Ooh, what's that? No, 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 no. Let me see it. Increase weapon spell mana regeneration by 100%. Ooh, with the auto check? Oh, we'll take that. With the auto trigger? That's bonkers. All right. This also means that my next game, I can actually unlock. I should be able to go to the next difficulty level, so I should be able to get the other two things unlocked pretty quick. Nice. This has been a really productive episode. This game's really fun if you like roguelites and if you like the idea of like crafting your spells to do cool stuff. This game really, really does that for you. Yeah, we'll be able to I'll be able to go over here and upgrade this, and this means that I'll be able to have the gate to the architect and start finishing up the rest of the stuff. All right, this has been SpellDisc. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you enjoyed the video too, hopefully. I hope to see you back for the next one, and most of all, I hope you have a great day.